I'm not gonna lie to y'all boys, I've been waiting for this move to come out for a nice little minute. When I say since the game came out and I actually messed around with the actual dribble moves on the creative player to see what was gonna be the best dribble moves, and we just have to wait and see. But I end up dropping a video for season 6 with the best dribble moves for the season, and I end up throwing a clip out on Twitter. In less than an hour, that clip ended up going crazy. A lot of people ask me, what is that move? How are you moving like that? How is that move actually, like, what's the SIG? And today I'm gonna end up giving you the SIG, and I'm also gonna be teaching you how to do this move and other combos with the signature style that I'm going to be giving you. As a lot of you guys have been asking, oh, where's the Curry slide? And they can put in the Curry slide. I don't think they're going in the Curry slide anytime soon. But look, as the signature size up is going to be Steve Francis signature size up. This right here is literally the best signature size up in the game because it's very versatile. You can ISO and you can use screens with it. But as of some guys that y'all are asking, if you don't know what the Curry slide look like, this is an actual Curry slide. Like, it's literally, this is a SIG size up escape Curry slide that this is what you get. Every time you do it, you have to hold R2 to actually do the Curry slide. But as of having a Steve Francis end up flicking your right stick and you'll end up losing no stamina when you end up doing this move. This move could be effective, but you gotta know what you're doing. You can't just spam. Of course, you're not gonna lose stamina, but when it comes to actually trying to get open with this move, you have to be very strategic to be able to pop this out when you end up doing your regular combos. As you can do some of the same things that you can do with Derrick Rose, you can end up doing with Steve Francis. Only thing about it, Steve Francis is just a little bit slower than actually using D Rose when it comes to actually speed boost. But as today, I'm going to end up showing you a few moves of using this actual SIG and what it actually looks like when you actually activate different SIGs of it. But as the first move, it is the Misdirection speed boost. As all I'm doing is flicking my right stick without R2 at first. So as I flick my right stick to the opposite ball hand, and once I start moving with the left stick, that's when I end up hitting R2. It's very simple and easy. All you do, flick your right stick to the opposite ball hand without R2, and once the ball is coming up to the hand, you're going to end up holding R2 while you run in that direction of doing it. You could also do a little speed boost crossover misdirection, but as of doing this move, all it is flicking your right stick without R2 at first. Then once the ball is getting close against your hand, all you do is hit R2 while moving to that direction, and you will get the speed boost with this. But as of another move that you will end up getting, this is the Kobe. All it is, once you in practice of doing the between the legs animation, you will get this animation. When I tell you, doing this move is going to be a real killer, because look, as you flick your right stick between your legs, get that between the legs animation, you're going to do it 2 times. Once you flick it between your legs to the opposite ball hand, you want to flick it right back to the hand it just came from. So as you flick the ball diagonal down to the left or diagonally down to the right, you're going to come back that same way, and it's going to give you this Kobe size of animation. So anybody that's going to end up using Kobe right now, I would say I would prefer Steve Francis over Kobe unless you can't get an 85 ball control. And with that move, I know some of you guys are going to end up struggling with that just because it's a weird angle of flicking your right stick, because it's not really diagonally down, it's like mid diagonally down to end up getting that animation. But as of the next move, it is the Curry slide spam, the Steve Francis slide, whatever you want to call it. You can call it the Curry slide if you want to, you can call it Steve Francis slide. But when it comes to this, all you're going to be doing, no R2, diagonally down, literally diagonally down, you're going to be flicking, not holding. None of this, none of these moves that you're really going to be doing are holding. All these are going to be flicks. So you're going to be flicking your right stick diagonally down to the left and right. Once you get into the opposite ball hand, so if the ball is in my right hand, you're going to flick it diagonally down to the left and right. You can literally spam this move and not lose stamina. If you was paying attention, I was barely losing any stamina. But if you're someone that wants to learn how to do between the legs, then do the actual spam, you flick your right stick as the same way you end up doing the between the legs animation, then you end up doing the Steve Francis slide. It's very simple. Flick your right stick, do between the legs animation, then you end up chaining together the Steve Francis slide right after. But with this Steve Francis move, you can literally speed boost out of it to the left, to the right, and if you want to end up doing a misdirection crossover off of it, once you end up doing that, you have to hold R2. If you end up trying to flick it, then run, it's going to give you a weird animation. So when you end up doing the actual crab animation, you're going to end up running to that direction that you want to go to. As most of the time, you're going to end up trying to flick it like how you try to do Derrick Rose out of moves. But with this signature size up, you're going to end up getting a weird actual size up like this. Every time you do a Steve Francis and you try to speed boost out of it, it's going to give you an animation somewhat similar to this. This is one animation you don't want to do when it comes to actually running out of it. But to do this animation, this is where you're going to keep away from. If you flick your right stick to the top left in the top right. This is what activates and chain together this dribble move right here. Top left, top right. This is what you chain together to get this actual dribble move. But to be honest, this might be one of the worst actual combinations on this actual dribble package. But if you want to just hit the right stick, flick it top left and speed boost to the direction, you can do that. But if you're trying to actually put a combo together and try to switch directions, it's going to give you that weird animation. So you got to put dribble moves in between it, or it's going to give you that weird little stutter crossover animation. So if you're going to end up trying to mess around with the slides and do the Steve Francis, throw a few snatchbacks, some pullbacks, and then you want to end up throwing some spin backs in there, you could. But as the last move I'm going to end up showing y'all boys is just a simple crossover that's a part of this dribble move. This last move is literally simple. All it is a crossover. It's a little slide crossover, that little hop crossover. All you're going to do is flick your right stick to the left or right without R2 or anything. You could flick your right stick to the top left or the top right, as long as you don't do it back to back. If you don't do it back to back, you're good. If you just flick it one time and put a different combo in between it, it will give you this quick little move. But if you end up going to the top left or the top right, you're gonna get that weird animation like I said earlier. Or if you end up going across left and right, you're gonna end up getting the same weird animation, and it's gonna take a minute for you to speed boost out of it. But look, if this video was helpful y'all boys and it actually helped y'all learn how to use the Steve Francis combo, do the curry slide spam, but don't forget to drop a like on this video, subscribe, put on those notifications if you haven't yet. If you want more dribble tutorials like this, hey man, it's your man ChaMoma. I'm gonna see y'all boys in the next one. Make sure you follow me on Twitter, Twitch, and Instagram, and TikTok, and I'm out, y'all.